Hello, welcome to the DadWise podcast, the very first episode. If you're listening to this, thanks for being here. My name is Isaac. I just wanted to spend this first podcast just kind of talking about myself, my philosophy, and kind of the vision for where I'm going with this podcast, just so y'all can know who I am and what my deal is. So I live here in the Pacific Northwest. 31 years old. I have 3 kids, 7, 5, 2, and then another one coming. Boy, girl, boy, boy. So the house is filled with masculine energy. A lot of wrestling, sword fighting, playing in the dirt. But then my daughter is our little princess. And so she dresses up and we get to dance in the kitchen together. We homeschool our kids. All 3 of them are getting educated right here in our house. I usually take the toddler away during homeschool sessions when I'm home, so he doesn't just destroy everything. And that's been very helpful for my wife. If you homeschool and you have a toddler, you know what I'm talking about. So I am a photographer, videographer, and I just recently got my real estate license. So those are kind of the things I do to make money. I photograph houses, real estate photography, and then I do wedding videos, and then kind of anything else anybody needs. Whatever my camera can do, I offer my services, and that has been great. About 5 years ago is when I started that. I was a pastor at a church, a youth pastor, working with high schoolers and middle schoolers and college-age folks. And then right when I got my master's degree in theology, I decided to quit. So spent 5 years getting a master's and then decided that it wasn't for me. So I moved on to photography, which my master's degree didn't help me out with at all. But, that's the journey of life. So I have some experience with teenagers. I've got some experience with young kids. I kind of have a gap in that 8 to 11-year-old spot, but I've got friends raising kids that age and have observed what they do, and so I figure I have a kind of a wide range of experience and knowledge with the different developmental stages of kids. And it was really my time as a youth pastor that inspired me to do my best when my kids are young, because you can really see how a lack of parenting and fathering affects children as they enter into their teenage years. It's just so important. Kids need dads. Kids need engaged moms. And so as a father, I figured I would help equip other fathers in this space. I love to read and synthesize and kind of try to merge different ideas together into workable solutions. And so my goal for this podcast and for my Instagram, my blog, the YouTube channel, all of it is to equip fathers and to just point us all in the right direction. We're all in this together. We're all trying to figure it out. And so I try to read a book a week or more if I can, or listen to a book a week, and then just talk about it and offer some tips and tricks. And so if you want to find more about DadWise, more of our stuff, there's dadwise.co. It's a blog. There's dadwise.co on Instagram, dadwise.co on YouTube. I also have a TikTok, but it feels like it's a young man's game on TikTok, so I don't know. I just dabble. What else is there? Spotify. You can listen to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. So that's kind of my deal. That's what I'm all about. Nice to meet ya. You can leave comments in whatever app you're in. Let me know who you are, what your deal is as a dad, and some topics that you'd like to see me talk about and discuss. Part of this podcast is going to be just me talking, sharing ideas and books and thoughts. And when I can, I'm going to pull on some guests to interview, more longer form stuff, to get the experience of other dads, because I feel like that is where wisdom comes. That's what the Bible says. Wisdom comes from a multitude of counselors, and so to get lots of different perspectives and ideas and to see how all of this plays out in real life, I think will be very helpful for dads. Because books tend to be like filled with good ideas, but the practical application needs to be tinkered with and nuanced for each different family team. So my encouragement to you as a father right now is that you are the leader of your family. And so as you go, so your family will go in large part. So it's time for us as fathers to step up, lead our families, take ownership of our lives, take ownership of our families, and start leading and providing vision and direction for our families. And so hopefully I can help you with that a little bit. We can work on that together. And we can raise some lovely humans to go and influence the world for good. So I think that's all for my intro podcast. Thanks for listening. If you want to help me out, you can share this. You can like it. You can add comments. You can rate it on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. And thanks for joining me on this journey. I will see you next week for the first official episode of the DadWise podcast. Peace.